Welcome back, AfterBuzzers. I hope you had a fantabulous holiday. Let's get into this episode. It's 2 of them. Let's go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey.
Money
This is what Peter's saying, or Cynthia's saying to Peter. This could be us, but you're playing. So back to what I was saying. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Welcome, AfterBuzzers, to another fabulous after show of Housewives of Atlanta. I am your host, English Cleveland, and I am joined by my favorite people of Sunday night.
Yes. What's up?
Hi guys, I'm Mo Classified. You guys should have followed me yet, but for the new people, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MO Classified.
And what's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay Hart. You can find me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff at It's Me Jay Hart.
And we are recapping partially of episode 8, and then we're also going to recap all of episode 9. Episode 8 was Bosom Buddies. Tonight we are recapping Char-lotta drama.
Yes.
So let's get into this whole lot of drama, okay? So this actually kind of seemed like the most natural episode as far as raw emotions. It didn't seem set up, except for towards a little bit and towards the end. Mm-hmm. To me, it seemed like it was great, like natural emotions.
What do you
and
think
feelings.
was set up at the end?
I'm not sure about that whole driver being punched in the face kind of scenario, but we'll get into that.
Okay.
So last episode, episode 8, Bosom Buddies, it got into kind of a weird dynamic between Porsha and Kandi. Mm-hmm. Porsha heard through the grapevine a few things. We see Shamea's back on the scene. Shamea had a few little pointers to incorporate. That went along with Kandi, or that went along with Phaedra and her with other people's men and Apollo and stuff like that. So the accusation is that Phaedra had another man before Apollo went to jail, right?
Definitely.
And then
It's been that rumor for years.
Right, which I'm finally glad a lot of this story about Phaedra's coming out, and just reading through comments and reading through things. I'm so glad that people think that she really was on board with this whole Apollo thing, because I've been saying it for years. Like, I knew she buried that money somewhere in their backyard.
Oh, okay.
And
definitely.
she's digging.
So you think she was affiliated with
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I do too.
1,000%.
Okay.
Like 100%. No, 1,000 times 2, so 1,000 squared %.
Yeah.
I think that she was a part of it. But now the new information that we've heard is she tried to hit on Shamea's husband at the time when Shamea was married, and like she's messed with all these people's men, and or Shamea's messed with all these people's men. My question is, if we look at Shamea's name on the lower third, we see that it says Portia's best friend. You knew what your friend was coming in here to talk about. Why is your friend releasing all of this tea and now saying that your other best friend is having extramarital affairs or just like weird kind of vibes?
Or maybe she's trying to get a piece too.
You think so? She's been trying to get a piece.
Yeah, for a very long time.
Yeah, why do you feel that way?
About her trying to get a peach?
Yeah.
Oh, just because I don't know. I feel like she already carries herself as a housewife. I feel like you should kind of tiptoe around, like you're not a housewife yet. So it's just like the way that she, like even, what was that event?
The boat?
Kenya's event, when Kenya was passing out water in her bottles for her hair products. Like I feel like the way that she shouldn't have been the one to say, oh, it's water in these hair bottles, y'all. Like, I feel like somebody else should have said that. Me, as a friend, being a guest at somebody's event, I just would have been like, sipping my tea, not spilling the tea.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What do you think?
I mean, I think basically, she is definitely, an asset, to this show, because she's bringing an extra layer of drama to the series. But, I don't think that her comments or, her information is accurate. You don't? In my opinion, no. I just think she's probably talking, she's trying to, add. I'm pretty sure Phaedra was talking to, a lot of other guys. She's just very flirtatious. That's the nature of her personality.
Yeah.
I don't think she was flirting with her husband or anything like that. So
the way that she said it, I do believe what she said at that time, but I'm just saying, her trying to be a housewife, I can see, she needs to step back a little. But what she did say about Phaedra, I did believe.
You believe that she tried to talk to her husband?
Yeah.
I do believe
she
that.
said it, like, just the way, that's Phaedra. Like, she throws in those little slick comments, and that's exactly what she said. Like, she just threw in a slick comment, like, "Ooh, you got married to her and didn't marry me." Like, that's Phaedra.
Right, that's totally Phaedra. It doesn't sound too off par of Phaedra. But what did you guys think about their sit-down conversation when, who was there? It was it was Porsha, Kandi, and Shereé all sat down and they all wanted to talk about it. And I guess it kind of seemed like it was set up like an intervention that, you know, the girls were going to have a talk with Kandi and say, you know, why would you talk about your ex-best friend? To me, it looked like a little bit as Porsha trying to throw the stone and hide her hand because she was just doing the same thing. She was talking about the scenario with Shemeia, and that's her best friend, and then now she's acting completely oblivious to the whole scenario of, she knew what her best friend was doing. She knew that her best friend was out there dating other men. She knew her man was going to jail. She got some extra money in the bank, and she was out there dating.
Definitely.
You don't think she was dating?
Who, on Phaedra?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was dating. She had every right to date. I mean, she was separated from her husband. Like, before he even went to jail, they was already going through, you know, their issues and everything. So
you feel that if people are separated, they still should be able to date other people, or should they be completely?
Dating is only set up like you're getting to know a person. You're getting to know someone. I don't think, as long as like there's no sexual involvement, you know, in that relationship, or trying to build something with someone, I don't think there's any, you know, it's wrong for her to get to know other people.
So it's just as long as they're not having sexual affairs.
Right. No, and it really depends on how long they were separated. You know, what we see on television is like this short, you know, time span of, you know, of their life. So who knows how long they've been separated. But I think that she has every right to, you know, build a relationship with someone, not intimate, but more so just, okay, we can be cool. We can kick it.
Yeah.
But I think it's the fact that Phaedra's been denying it and acting like she's this goody two shoes. Yeah. So it's just like, if you're gonna do it, be real about it.
Own it.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is just own what you're about. If you like Mr. Chocolate, love Mr. Chocolate. If you like white chocolate, love white chocolate. Like, all chocolates matter. Don't hate on one and love the other.
All chocolates matter.
Tell your friend. Tell a friend. Phone a friend. Like, don't be don't say you're doing something and then like cast other things on other people, and then try to be a pastor here and then a virgin here, and then you never gave head, but then you give the best head. Like, what's the story? Like, what's really the truth to Phaedra?
And I feel like if it was anybody else, they would admit it, you know?
Exactly.
Like, they would own it. They would probably, you know, be introducing him to them. You know, she's just
I think she's still going along these lines of just being that Southern belle.
Exactly.
So it's certain qualifications you got to have. You got to be super holy in order to, you know, I guess, obtain that type of title.
Well, so we can see right through it, honey.
Right. And I'm glad Kandi's calling her out on a lot of her
stuff. She's ruined it.
You might as well just give it up and, you know, be real, so we can. I feel like it's only making it worse for her.
I know, because now people are really calling her out.
Yeah, it's like,
especially Kandi.
What do you do real? You know?
What do you do real? And the thing is, and that's, I do agree with what Porsha said. Like, if your best friend said something, 9 times out of 10, it was true. Whether you guys are ex-best friends or not, she knew that information when you guys were dating. And she was probably, girl, guess what he did? He called me. You know, the things that you do when you start dating again. Hi, that's me. You get really excited when, you know, the person calls you or texts you, and you forget, you know, what it felt like to have that all over again. And I'm sure she was excited, and she spilled some tea to her best friend, and now she wants to act like it's something else, because Phaedra probably never expects people to like actually check her on things.
And now she's getting checked to see.
Oh, she getting real checked. She about to need her own services. Okay, so let's get into that. Was all a recap, a gist of all last episode for you guys that wanted to talk about it a little bit.
Someone says everyone was dogging Porsha for not defending Shemeia, but Shemeia threw Porsha under the bus last year when the candy-coated clique talked about how stupid she is. Okay.
They have a weird friendship because for me, I wouldn't like if my friend's about to come on TV. I'm like, girl, what you about to talk about?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Tell me what are you gonna say because this is my show.
I'm sure she knew she was about to reveal that information.
But Porsha she acted like she didn't know.
Yeah, and then Porsha and Phaedra are friends now, so
They're
feel like
best
if
friends.
that was the case, it'll be like, oh no, not too much on my friend.
Yeah, that's weird. It's
Yeah.
just really weird.
Like we're bonding, so
Yeah.
try to be easy on that one.
easy. So, okay, so this episode started off with Kenya and Cynthia meeting at the doggy parlor. They basically met to chit-chat about Peter inviting Kenya as the host to his new club opening in Charlotte, Bar 1, right? Club 1? What's the
Club
name?
1.
Too many, Bar 1, none 1, you're 1, I'm the one, are you the one?
There's going to be no one in a second.
No one. Right.
No one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they sat down, talked about their dogs. They talked about Peter inviting Kenya, like I said, which was really weird because what do you guys feel about Peter still staying friends with, we were just talking about this, staying friends after you're broken up with someone?
Well,
Just wanting to be relevant. I feel
You
like
think so?
if you stay friends, if you stay friends with your ex's friends.
You talking about me?
Oh,
no,
no.
just kidding. I'm joking.
Okay, see, that's different. If you have a genuine relationship, but we never saw Peter and Kenya, really be like.
Well, they had beef before.
That's what I'm saying. So I could see if we saw that you guys had a genuine relationship before, but we never saw that, and it's just like brand new. Oh, you all of a sudden want Kenya to host your event, but I just feel like he wants to stay relevant. I feel like that is only the first thing he's gonna do. He's gonna continue to try to stay relevant somehow, even if it's not Kenya, if it's somebody in the housewife clique, he's gonna try to stay relevant. But it's like he knows he's gonna be brought up in the conversation, just like Kenya did.
Yeah.
Oh, he invited me to host this, so he'll be brought up in the conversation. So it'll have to keep him on Cynthia's mind, and it's just like he just wants to stay relevant in the housewife TV
Community,
scene,
yeah.
as well as on Cynthia's mind to not forget about him too much.
What do you think?
Well, first and foremost, I don't think it's. I think you can be friends with your ex. There's nothing wrong with that. So in this situation, I think it's completely different because Peter he's trying to stay, relevant in this situation. He wants to be important, but I think more so with his connection to Kenya, because we know they used to have beef in other episodes.
Right.
But I think in this situation, he's trying to keep that attachment to Cynthia.
Exactly.
And he know that Cynthia is best friend, so maybe that's his way of keeping tabs on her.
Right.
Yeah.
Or maybe he hopes somebody is gonna put in a good word, get back with him.
But this is,
Cynthia.
let me tell you what's interesting about Kenya. What I didn't appreciate was the fact that when Peter first called and told her that, he wanted her to host, the opening, I felt like Kenya should have, instead of telling him yes right then and there, I felt like she should have called in, contacted Cynthia right away just to get permission from her.
Right.
So I feel like she doesn't respect their friendship.
I agreed with that too because it kind of felt weird when she was like at the doggy thing or when they sat down after. She was like, well, I'm not going to go unless you don't go. What, girl, you already signed up. I'm sure you've already committed to it. And I thought about it in that same way
She
too.
did.
I feel like I've gone through a breakup. I'm still friends with a lot of my ex's friends because after 5 years, we became acquaintances. We became really great friends. And it's just a friendship and a love that I can't break just because I decided to end a relationship. And it's no drama. We don't sit around and talk about him. It is what it is. But if you are inviting, like, if he's coming, I need to know. If I need to be in his vicinity, like, we need to know about it. And if you're going to hang out with him and you're my friend, I need an explanation. I want to know why. And then I thought about it on the business aspect. Peter probably wants to promote it, bring someone that's popular, make some money.
Kenya's gonna make him lose money.
Right.
She's not drawing people like that.
People in North Carolina may like Kenya. I mean, you see people read us for filth in the comments over Kenya. So Kenya has fans. Like, believe it or not, she does. It is what it is, and he probably saw it as a money market to get her to come. It would generate money into his new club. Great idea, but you should also have a conversation with your ex-wife too.
Okay, so you guys talking about Kenya and how she probably should have asked Cynthia before she agreed. I originally thought that, as it progressed, and I actually wrote it down too, like, ooh, how do y'all feel about Kenya accepting that offer? But I do, like, as it went on, she's just like, so I want to invite you. And, you know, I'm not necessarily a Kenya fan either, but I do feel like that was genuine. Like, I feel like she knew in her mind, like, I'm going to accept this offer, but he better know I'm going to ask Cynthia to be my
Yeah, but
date.
what if she says no?
And I feel like you can renege at that point. Like, okay, Peter, I thought I was going to be able to do it, but as a person, I wouldn't mind reneging because it's like, my friend said no. I thought she was going to say yes, but she didn't, so I guess I won't be doing this event. Sorry, Peter. You know, like, that's kind of.
Do you think this was set up, though? Do you think Peter probably set this up as far as getting Kenya to host the event just because she probably would have invited Cynthia along? You know, Kenya can't go anywhere by herself. You know, she got to bring one of her sidekicks with her.
Well, we heard, I mean, obviously we see, which we'll talk about later, she invited Matt, which she tried to downplay.
Well, she didn't invite Matt. Peter invited Matt, right?
But she even, okay, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, so Peter and Todd met up. Yeah. Peter decides he wants to get a brand new Mercedes, which is all a setup. We already knew that was all a setup. He says he wants a drop top 2 Mercedes because he's single now and he's gonna have that in front of bar none or whatever it's called whenever he has the grand opening.
Yeah.
So let's get into Kandi and this whole drama and beef with her ex-employee, bedroom Kandi, and all of that. So Kandi can't go to bar 1 or what is it, club 1? I keep calling it bar none, club
bar
none, like everything.
Is it still open?
Come up with that next.
Anyway.
We probably should look it up.
Yeah.
Well, Kandi was having her corporate event for her bedroom Kandi, all of her representatives, la-di-da-di-da-di. So she couldn't come. And she had some ex-employee that she used to use, or he was like her assistant or whatever. She now uses him as her event planner, and he's helping her with this event, right?
Yep.
So he's there, she's there, whatever. She pulls him to the side over an Instagram post that he's basically saying, like, fake friends, real friends, whatever. And he didn't have a lot to say in front of Kandi. What did you guys feel about that whole scenario?
Man, it's you know, I think it's really interesting when you have a business relationship with your friends. You know, because those, you know, I feel like those emotions become like misconstrued, and they can become like, you know, just it can affect it in the long run, especially in business. You know, when you have to release a person, not based on like personal reasons, but like stuff that may affect, you know, like the business.
Right.
So I feel like it's just a touchy situation, you know, because they did have, you know, like Phaedra said, they were closer than 2 butt cheeks. You know, they actually had a close relationship. But I feel like as far as like, if you get released from a job, you don't have to, you know, blast that person like your employee on social media. So I feel like that's what he did. And I feel like that's where he crossed the line. Because Kandi, she handled it in a professional way. She let him go. She was like, yo, you put your business before mine. And, you know, listen, this is the first thing that you have to do. You have to report to me because I'm giving you your check. And also I'm helping your business out.
Right.
So I feel like it's just that whole situation. Like, I think he took it, you know.
Do you think he set her up a little bit?
As far as
the event? Because, like, he didn't seem like he had a problem with her when he saw her.
Yeah.
And then even when he had that opportunity to say something, he really didn't say much. He seemed like he had a lot more to say
like
with Phaedra than he had to say with the person that you have beef with.
Right.
Like, for instance, he said, why didn't you have me and Don Juan, like, why didn't you sit us all down together? Because now you have the time. Say what you got to say.
He's looking at it as a friendship. Yeah. You know, he was like, this is my friend. So it is touchy when you're talking about like money issues and you're talking about just the fact that you were released from your friend. But she did it like, you know, from a business standpoint of it. Like,
but how do you, I mean, obviously we get a chance to see how Kandi is with her employees. She is friends with them. And she needs to draw
that line because I think that's where, you know, that's when it plays a part in like how, you know what I'm saying, how they're going to react emotionally as far as like if they do get let go. And as you can see, he took it the wrong way because I think he got the friendship, you know, caught up in the business, you know, aspect of everything. Yeah. So, you know, it is hard. Like I said, it's hard being friends with people that you do business with.
Right. I can see where both of them are coming from because it's like he thought that they had a good enough friendship for her to like, if you are going to fire me, even though, you know, we have a business, we have a friendship, and on the business side, if you do decide to fire me, I feel like it should be a one-on-one situation. Even if you are going to fire me, like, you know you're going to go through with that. It's like, sit me down and say, hey, it's not working out. You know, kind of warn me. You know, just like, let me know what I did wrong. You know, like, I feel like that's kind of shady in a sense. Like, you know, say if we're really close friends and you send somebody else to fire me. Like, no, we're better than that. You know, like, you can fire me yourself and then we can sit down and talk about it. I'll respect you more. Right. But it's like, oh, out of the blue, you send Don Juan to sit down with me and fire me. Like, ooh, you know, how would you feel about that? So I see where he's coming from, but then I also see where Kandi's coming from. She's thinking, you know, business-wise, not friendship-wise, and I guess it's, you know, kind of strong on her part to be able to decipher the two and just split up the two. So she's just like... So,
just out of curiosity, do you think the event was set up for them to have that conversation? Or?
I don't know. It just it seems like the timing was weird. Yeah. Like he had just posted that, and then they had the event. He was helping out, but he wasn't on the team anymore. And then right after that, he has a meeting with Phaedra, or he wants to open up a lawsuit against Kandi.
Kandi was the one that approached him about it at her, you know, event.
But he was randomly standing off in the distance, doing nothing. You know, it was
with
like
a notepad.
With a notepad. So it was just like, what's going on?
But maybe that
here?
was him being salty, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Like, but then he shouldn't even did it. Yeah. So that goes to.
But he got paid already.
He got paid already.
So he kind of had to be there.
Well,
not necessarily. He wanted to be real.
But he's been feeling this since he walked out the door when they fired him. So this isn't a brand new feeling.
And that was months.
Months.
Yeah, like at least 2 months.
So now he decides he wants to walk up in Phaedra's law office, which they never seem to be doing any work. Every time they open up those doors.
I was thinking that when she was writing.
Do you think it's a real office or was it a studio?
I don't know. Because with Phaedra, who knows? She may rent that out for the season and then be done with it after and be back in the funeral home. Who knows?
No, when she was writing notes as he was like, you know, talking about what was going on, I was thinking in my mind, this is the first time I've seen Phaedra write anything.
And she always has on the same outfit. Like that Chanel pendant, like that Chanel brooch. That's like her go-to uniform. Yeah. So Johnny takes the meeting with Phaedra, and he basically lets us know a lot more about his role. He was actually the studio manager.
He was a lot of things.
He was the personal assistant, the wedding planner, the best friend's baby shower planner. He was rolled up in one, like Phaedra liked to call him, the Mr. Bentley. He brought his pay stubs in, which was a lot of tea to bring in. And then to bring in, that's why I feel like it was set up, because you bring it into you know these people aren't friends anymore. Yeah. And you bring it into the one person. Like there's tons of lawyers. Right. And you decide to pick Phaedra.
That's what I thought. I said he was being really, really messy. Regardless of him knowing if they were friends or not.
He knew.
If they were friends, you're being messy, because it's like, why are you bringing my friend's case to me? Why do you want me to handle this case knowing we're friends? But if we're not friends, you're still being messy, because it's like you said, so many lawyers in Atlanta that can handle this, but you want me to handle it.
Right.
Well, I'm glad the fact that, you know, Phaedra was the bigger person in this situation. She didn't take it. She gave him, you know, some advice and recommended him to you know, other lawyers that handle those specific cases. So at least she wasn't petty, because I thought she was going to take it.
Right. Well, before she didn't need
she don't want that. Like she said, she don't want the streets and the family.
Yeah.
She already got all of the details. He was only getting paid $500 a week, which is very low.
Which is all she wanted, was the details.
She wanted all the details. She didn't want to represent him. She didn't need to. She wanted all the details. So he said he would work on average 80 plus hours a week for $500. First of all, with how the FBI and all the CIA, they watch Housewives of Atlanta, obviously, because they caught Apollo and they've caught people lying and in schemes over this show. So that's illegal. And I know that has to look bad on Kandi's part, like as having employees, and she's only paying them way less than minimum wage. That's illegal. And a lot of famous people have gotten sued from their ex-assistants from overworking them and not paying them.
Okay, but Phaedra did make a point, you know, while he was saying that. She was like, you accepted this pay. You never came to me and said anything about it while you were working for me. And I feel like, you know, that is wrong that she was paying him that. But at the same time, how do you have the nerve to feel some type of way about this after I have fired you? Like, you know, that is low pay, and I feel like I would have felt some type of way enough to come to her then, you know. Like, especially with you being friends, it's like, oh, Phaedra girl, like, don't you think I can get paid a little bit more?
Who knows what she may have thrown him, because she said she did help him with a lot of stuff. So it may have been a deal of, you know, you may start off with really low pay, but I'm gonna help you build your business because he has a second business on the side.
That's what I'm thinking. Do you think she was coming from, like, she was saying that she helped him get exposure? Probably.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, the thing is, the $500, if you're working 80+ hours and you only get $500 a week, or for that specific, you know, for that week, if that's true, that's, like, really messed up. And I, you know, there has been rumors out there that, you know, Kandi, she underpays her employees.
Maybe that's why she always makes an effort to be there for you.
Yeah.
So they can't say anything, you know?
So how much can you cash in a friend check with? How much is that for?
$500.
$500.
80+ hours and $500.
Oh my gosh.
She has the money.
She has the money, but you know, who knows? We don't know because he's on Obamacare. So
and then
maybe we need to do a GoFundMe for Johnny.
Probably, because he seemed distraught in Phaedra's office. He
came in real sharp and clean though, but he did seem like he was not happy.
Right. But then one more thing, Kandi said that he asked for his job back. So she's like, how do you say I'm underpaying you, but you want your job back? You know? So I felt like that was a point too. Yeah. And I feel like he would take his job back now, even if Kandi gave it to him.
Oh yeah, because there's a really, really high thirst out there for entertainment and people wanting to be on every single freaking reality show.
Right.
So speaking about thirsty, let's talk about how thirsty Shereé is. Okay.
For this book.
Little did we know Honey Boo Boo was over here building houses and writing books.
That's what I just said. How did this slip up? That's what I wrote. How did this slip up on us?
What's the name of the book? Is Wives Fiancés.
Let me tell you.
I wrote
out the whole title.
I wrote it too.
The title took up the whole damn cover. It said the book is called. Where is this title? Oh,
Wives, Fiancés, and Side Chicks of Atlanta.
Of Hotlanta.
Oh,
of Hotlanta.
Yes, it said of Hotlanta. And it had Chateau Shereé in the back. But then that wasn't Shereé on the front cover, right?
It's supposed to be, you know, the character that it's based off of.
Okay.
Can't be the real.
Okay. Because I'm trying to get some understanding.
Yes.
Okay, so there's the main character, Paris, who's an ex-stripper who, when she kept
Nene?
Oh, so Nene's the main character?
Nene is the main character.
That's shady.
So, and Bob is incorporated in this book.
Right.
And Shereé feels that she has so much tea and so much drama, and she's been involved in so many great
that went
things.
on in Hotlanta.
She has lots of tea to spill, and she's putting it in a fictional but non-fictional book.
Right, and then she says, the people that happen to be around her during this time, you know, big things are about to happen for her and them.
Right. She's going to expose some people. But Shereé better be prepared. I hope she has bulletproof windows on this chateau, because this is not like Corinne Steffens.
That's what
Superhead
I was thinking.
anymore.
I was like, this is video vixen of Hotlanta.
People are crazy. People will kill you. Even back then, people would kill you. But nowadays, people don't care about anything.
Especially if you're exposing the Side Chicks of Atlanta.
Yes, there's so many of them.
Now.
Yep. Because they probably still side chicks, and then some of the wives probably never knew about it. So it's just like,
that's a show in
itself. You're gonna mess up.
Plus, I don't think Shereé has enough money to support a lawsuit, or even to hire Phaedra to sue, or to the amount of drama between her and Nene. Like, if this book comes out and there's a lot of information that's kind of like correlated to Nene, which she's already hinted to, and made a little joke about, oh, take your kid to work day, and the kid is like, oh, I was collecting money with mommy all night. Or what did she say?
Making it rain.
Wow.
Making it rain.
Yes.
Like, that's, and we all know that Nene was a single mom when she was a stripper, and that's why she became a stripper, and she had Bryson, or what was the name of her? What's her son's name? Bryce or something. Whatever his name is, she had him, and she was stripping, and she was a single mom. So, I mean, obviously this is kind of like too touchy, but I definitely want to hear more about it.
I do. I'm excited about it.
I'm sorry.
But hopefully it's a success, because
what, the book?
You know, because they could be hyping it up, and it could be some.
We don't want to promote negativity.
I don't know.
But they even said it on the show. Even Bob said it. Like, all right, now you started a lot of things,
right?
You know? But let's wait till it gets on the shelf and I pay my money.
Right. Bob was sweating like...
He's always sweating. When he got out the car, he's sweating.
He sweats
I feel like today he sweated
Does he have air in
the
his car?
least out of all of them, and he was actually working out, you know? So I was just confused.
Poor
Big
Bob.
sloppy Bob.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, he's probably like always moist and
Right.
just
Right.
Sorry, that's a nasty word, but he is always just so moist. But it's good to see that he didn't take offense to him being a character in the book.
Right.
And hopefully he comes off as a good character, and Shereé's not just trying to keep herself relevant, because we did ask, what's Shereé been doing?
Right.
We heard she was selling T-shirts for $5, bean pies for $5, as well as autographs for $5 in the park. So now, Shereé, it's great to see that you're actually doing something and you have a real job, but hopefully this job is not to ruin other people's lives and spilling too much tea everywhere. So anyways, okay, so what else happened this episode beyond that? Beyond
Porsha transitioning and back into her mom's house, basically.
Now that was a little staged. That was a whole stage. What do you guys think?
Okay, I just hated it that they were really about to set up this sex scene in the middle of the mom's house, you know? So it's like,
Really
you're
weird.
ready to have sex now. But you couldn't have waited a little bit longer for you to get your own house. Like, why was she so excited about having sex in her mom's house? That's what was
Or
getting me.
have you guys ever heard of this? I mean, I don't know. I feel like you guys probably have, but there's this thing out there called hotels, motels,
Yes.
or the Holiday Inn.
Exactly.
No,
And
I
they
never heard of it.
Oh my gosh. So it's this great thing that you can rent a room
Right.
and you could have crazy wild sex. You could scream
Right.
and then you can order room service and have people bring food to you when you're done, and they'll make the bed for you the next day. You don't even have to clean up after yourself.
The thing is, I think I heard
Yeah.
Todd say he had one of those.
Yeah, he
Oh, did he?
He said that.
And she said, I should have came to the hotel, shouldn't I?
Wait, what?
No, he didn't.
Something
Yeah, but
doesn't
it
so
is
weird.
forced
here.
him. She forced
Something
him to come to the mom's house. So she was just like excited. That's what I'm saying. Why were you so excited about that? You know?
It seems staged.
It
It's
did
like,
seem-
shh,
yeah.
be
It did
quiet.
seem
My
Yeah.
mom, everyone's asleep.
Right.
Come on, let's tiptoe upstairs.
Right.
Wait, is anyone coming out the hallway?
Right.
Oh my gosh, you're being so naughty.
Yeah.
Oh, here's strawberries and whipped cream.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's something
We're gonna
about
burn
like when
things.
you sneak someone inside of your parents' house.
Okay.
Like that's exciting. So I think she
Have
was.
you done that?
That's what, maybe she was.
Wait,
doing
does your
that.
mom watch this show?
No.
Tell us the truth. Have you ever done? Don't start
No,
singing no
I-
gospel music now.
Happy
Jesus
Sunday,
can't
everybody.
be offense all around this
Jesus
situation.
be offense right now and guard my tongue. But no, I mean, I have a lot of friends that you know
Have
that
done
kinda,
that?
that did that.
Oh,
Okay.
But
You
no,
don't
I mean,
quite
it's
know the
just
feeling.
you know, yeah, it's a nice feeling. Like you know, it's just like it's a mystery. It's like you know, you're doing something behind somebody's back,
Right.
and there's a possibility you may get caught. And I feel like this makes it even more. That turns a person on even more.
Not in my mama's house.
Yeah, and I feel like they're too. They've already done that.
I
you
need
know,
to
like
get
10
around
years
it.
ago.
You see these cat ears?
You know what I'm saying? Like she was saying it's been 10 years since we've had sexual intercourse. It's like I don't think I would want that first time after 10 years to be in my mom's house.
Yeah.
No.
You know, like you said, I want to unleash.
Yeah.
It is a respect thing. Like you should respect your mom's house, especially if she let you, you know, back in for.
Yeah, but
the
not
time
even the
being.
respect. It's like I can't even unleash like I want to unleash for my first time in 10 years with you. Like I want to be able to, you know.
I want to get buck wild, nasty, freaky, everything. I don't want to have any limits. That's
Right,
the thing.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
why?
I don't want-
If you've worked yourself up to this and you have on your lingerie and you want to, you know, like how she did last season when she was dating that other guy.
Yeah.
Like she went all out, got a hotel.
Yeah,
She was
got
all
her-
excited.
Went to the store, bought
Yeah.
lingerie, yeah.
Yeah.
Her diamonds.
Todd's worth all that. He seems like a really great guy.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
actually the best person on this whole show.
That she's been with, yeah.
No, the whole show in general. Minus the kids. Everybody else, they're all messed up. Todd, he's the only Todd or the only real person
Too good
on
to
this
be
show.
true.
Yeah,
We'll see about it.
way
We'll
too
see.
good to be true. So, talk about too good to be true. Kenya thought she was about to go to North Carolina and work and have a good old time.
Yeah,
but
with
little
no
did
Matt.
she know things were going to catch up to her. So manipulation at its finest. Kenya has set it up that we thought that, oh, you know, I'm hired to go work this, opening for Peter, and I'm going to do this. And Cynthia's came and everyone's there. Oh, but I have something to tell you. Matt said that he's coming, and Peter invited him. Why has everyone got to pay for Matt's plane tickets, though?
Right.
I need to know that much. Why has everyone got to pay for Matt's?
We're still trying to figure out exactly what's his job. I know he was a trainer.
He is a trainer.
He is a trainer,
and that's where King has found him, as a trainer.
Right.
And then she's built him up and tried to give him some notoriety.
Right. So
but
maybe he didn't
why
have
is everybody
originally.
flying Matt here and there? Matt's not. Last time I checked, Matt's really not that big bag of fun. Every time we've seen Matt, he's acting crazy. What are they saying?
Somebody said, "Let me find out J Hart be sneaking in." I'm not gonna say that, but ladies under his mama's nose.
Jay Hart, you sneaking in ladies?
No,
he said he don't do that, y'all. He don't do that.
He don't do that. Wink, wink.
Let's chill out right now. Okay, we're gonna change the subject. Back to Matt.
So Matt, quote, was invited by Peter, which should have been acknowledged or known to Cynthia before she got there. It's something else I need to tell you. Right. Matt was invited. Kenya invited him, or Peter invited him. Peter paid for his plane ticket, and then once it got down to the nitty gritty, she didn't want him to come. She decided she didn't want him to come, so she caused Peter to cancel the ticket. I guess Peter didn't tell Matt he canceled it, so Matt gets to the airport, his ticket is canceled, he goes on to the shade room.
Right. Okay,
which is messed up.
Why do you think Peter invited Matt, knowing that Kenya is his host?
It's all set up.
They're cool.
So yeah, it's just.
Well, the thing is, we saw at the end. The truth is Kenya wanted Matt to come.
Yeah.
She said it. She said, "I invited Matt. I wanted Matt to come." Peter said that he was coming. He paid for his ticket. She knew he was coming. She was all aboard, and something must have went wrong where she didn't want Matt to come anymore. So she decided, don't let Matt come, because King is manipulative and likes to include and disclude people.
Right.
And probably told Peter, "I'm not gonna come unless you cancel Matt's ticket." Peter was like, okay, because he wants the money to bring in, wants you to host, and so he probably canceled Matt's ticket. Matt probably knew his ticket was canceled, but he decided to drive down to North Carolina.
I think it's messed up. You don't cancel a person's flight ticket at the last minute
and not tell them.
Tell them. That's the thing, and I feel like you guys may disagree with me. All the fans out there, I really don't care. But my thing is, I feel like Kenya, she's responsible for all of this.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's the reason why he's acting crazy. She's provoking him.
Yep.
And I don't understand why people can't see it.
Right. And she just always tries to act so innocent.
She can't make him react the way he's acting, but she definitely plays a big hand, and it's her fault because she's dealing with a child, and she's a grown woman, so she's as an age-wise, and so she's manipulating the system because she's famous, so she can use him here and there whenever she needs him to be on camera, not on camera, and then when she doesn't need him, and if he pisses her off, then she probably leaves him alone. And then at the end of the day, it sucks because they have friends intertwined in the scenario too. And it's not right. And then when he decides to roll up on you or act crazy or text you, you want to act like, oh my gosh, well, why did he ever do this?
Right, I hate it.
It's not about why. He shouldn't do what he should do, because I saw a lot of people in the comments like, why are you guys giving Matt a pass? He's a grown man. He should do this. He shouldn't do that. No, Matt shouldn't do any of this stuff that he's doing.
But they're not seeing what's leading up to him reacting the way that he's acting, basically.
Right.
They're not looking at that. I'm sure Kenya is texting him, calling him out of his name and saying all this other crazy stuff, and then she's coming back and apologizing. But they're not seeing that part. They're only seeing how he's reacting to, maybe the last thing she sent. Because she's trying to look like she's the victim.
Right.
Yeah. She tried to look like she's a victim, but it's funny that when it gets in real scenarios and people ask her stuff on camera, then it's always like, oh, well, I forgot to say this, or I have something to tell you.
Right. Yeah.
I did invite Matt. I did know Matt was coming. It was like, oh, well, you weren't saying this before. So you invited Matt. It probably was a lover's quarrel, like you guys been having, texting, argument, conversation. He probably knew he wasn't coming anymore and disinvited. It hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
So he decided to get on the road, to come out there, to be relevant, to make, you know, to
make
spark,
sure I can talk to you,
to spark up some stuff. And
I know
talk
how it
to
feels
you.
to like want to have to talk to somebody in person. Like, you gotta pull up, you know.
You gotta pull up.
Like, I have to talk to you right now, and it gotta be in person. Can't be through text. Can't be through phone call. So I know how he feels.
And the thing is, probably every time like she wants to communicate with Matt is on camera. And Matt even said, like, I want to have a conversation with you outside of this because, like, I don't want to be in a relationship with you just for this show. Like, I think he genuinely cares about her.
But and he doesn't realize on her end it is just for the show.
Yeah.
And now you see, which is really ironic, is that she never calls her aunt anymore. Now she entrusts in her dad, which her and her dad just built their relationship again. He doesn't really know Kenya. I mean, of course it's his daughter, and he knows what a woman should deserve and stuff like that, but he doesn't really know Kenya's manipulation like her aunt does. I feel like if she sat down and told her aunt this, her aunt would be like, well, Kenya, we know that you did this, or we know that you did that. She's saying it to her dad, and then she's only incorporating people that she know is gonna play this part
and be on her side.
Yeah, that's gonna play the part with her, or that doesn't know the full scope and the spectrum, and then she tells people after the fact. Like, you should have told Cynthia after the fact, because it actually puts Cynthia in an awkward situation, because now this turns into, she just got done fighting with the man. Now she's having to fix other people's relationship problems in front of her ex-husband or her husband, whoever, that she's still trying to like work out or be friends or you know, kind of come to common ground with. Which, surprisingly, let's talk about that for a second, because we only have 5 more minutes. They were actually really great together.
I know, I loved it. I said the same thing. I feel like it was really cute. I enjoyed seeing them together and being in a good space. I feel like it wasn't any drama, and they both kept their composure pretty well, Cynthia and Peter. You know, Peter didn't do anything extra. Like, him even accepting the fact that she walked in. You know, he could have been like, why are you here? Like, I didn't invite you. You know, he was just like, oh, okay, look at her, she's here. And the fact that he, like, was, you know, acting like a little kid. Like, look at her in this cream dress, looking good. Like, it could have been a totally different story. He could have been like, why is she here? I did not invite her. And then, you know, Cynthia's just like, I'm just here to give you some information. I was invited by Kenya, you know, keeping it classy. Nobody's feelings overflowed too much. You know, they just kept it perfect, you know, until the end.
Until the end.
Yeah.
Until the end. So what happened at the end? What do you feel about the end?
At the end, I mean, I think, you know, Cynthia, she knew she was doing something too. For her to wear that sexy dress, like coming in,
it was
in
not
the club,
too sexy. It was classy.
It was very classy.
It was
it wasn't like
sexy,
I'm showing my.
It was I didn't say it was revealing. I'm just saying it was a sexy dress. She came with this form-fitting dress, and she looked amazing.
You gotta show.
So the thing is, you know, Peter. First of all, he's a big flirt. He's gonna like invite you back to the crib. But the thing is, she did not deny it. She didn't reject him. She was like, okay, this is kind of awkward. That's the only thing she said. So, who knows? She probably went back to the crib.
You think she did?
She didn't say no.
I don't like the way he said it.
Right.
Wait.
You could have asked. He said, I stayed 3 minutes away.
I was gonna ask.
3 minutes? What the hell is that?
What the heck is tree?
3 minutes. That's his
Jamaican. It's tree. I live 3 minutes up the road.
Right. No, he could have asked. Like, they've been together for too long. For him not to just blatantly, hey, do you want to come back to the house?
Yes.
You know? He's just throwing hints. That's why she's like, it's awkward.
She went.
I don't think she did.
I think she did.
He could have said it in a more classier way, like, hey, do you mind, like, I want to show you my new place.
Right. Like I live 3 minutes away. Not at all. Like, we've been together for too long.
Gosh, that is the funniest thing of the whole episode.
Somebody says prediction: Cynthia and Peter will not get divorced.
They're already divorced, right?
I haven't heard that one in the tabloids yet.
I thought that they were
official.
Oh, I thought they were. Who knows?
And I kind of think so too. Like, I don't think they.
You don't think so?
Get a full divorce? Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't
know. I don't know. I think that they will.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. I think she's fed up.
Yeah.
So next week we get a chance to see Marlo's back.
Marlo's back and she's turning up.
So she back in full effect, and obviously a lot more drama. I think now we're starting to get into the whole sex dungeon talk and all the stuff, all the tea that Kandi spilled to us when she was here.
Yeah.
So I think now everything is going to start coming together, which is good.
Right. And
the show is actually like picking up a little bit. It started.
How much longer do we have? May?
Yes, we have a long.
So we have a long time for it to pick up. Yeah.
Yeah. So buckle up because it's gonna be a bumpy ride. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. As always, make sure you guys go to our YouTube page. Give us the comments, give us 5 stars on our iTunes. Let us know how much you love us. Let us know your opinions. I am your host, English Cleveland. You guys can always find me on Instagram at Pink English, as well as on Twitter, English Speaks.
And I'm Mo Classified. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MO Classified.
And I'm Jay Hart, and you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the good stuff at It's Me, Jay Hart.
And until then, we will see everyone next week.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.